This is the Rockford Fosgate, the Punch 45 MOSFET. This is the original version with the bass and the bass and treble controls on it. This one is from 1986. It's rated at 22.5 watts times 2 into 4 ohms. It's pretty underrated. The actual output is right around like 40 watts times 2 into 4 ohms. And then the other rating is 35 times 2 into 2 ohms. The actual output on one of these is right around 50 watts times 2 into 2 ohms. The bass control is plus 18 dB at 45 hertz. The treble control is up to 12 dB at 20,000 hertz. Signal to noise ratio 80 dB. And this 0.5 THD at rated power. Pretty small amp, 8 inches by 5, and I'll say about maybe 2 inches height. It has the wiring instructions here. White is the positive to the battery, the black is the ground. Turn on is red. The speaker outputs are orange and black for the left speaker. The orange is positive, the black is negative, and then it's yellow and brown for the right speaker. Yellow is positive, brown is negative. And as you can see, the amplifier sits this way. It almost looks like it was made to be mounted underneath a dash, or maybe under the rear deck of a vehicle, since the normally the controls, if it was this way, then you would have the writing the other way around. So it's made for you to mount it just like this. But this is the other side here. You can see that typical of the 80s amplifiers. See the fins there. Very clean, just a nice looking amp. Left input gain, right input gain, and basically just the wiring coming out. For the speaker connections, you have this Molex type plug here, which you can just undo if you wanted to disconnect the wiring on it like right away. And your RCA input, you can see here, I have it connected to my solid monitors here, which are 4 ohm. It's been sitting on a shelf for a while. See if I can play some sound through it, and we can test to see if it still works. have it. It does function, and it sounds pretty good. I'm gonna remove the fasteners here, and on the other side there's two on this side and two on the other side. I have to remove the knobs here, and that way I can access the inside of it and see what the internals of this amplifier look like. I went ahead and removed the screws, and I took the knobs out from the other side here. They were on there pretty good. It's a little harder than I thought, but just try to maneuver the wiring out to the side here. It has like a little rubber grommet here. You can slide it out. There it is. Yeah, it's harder to find these amplifiers, but I haven't seen one come up for sale in a while. Um, but if you do see one, it's worth picking up. I know it doesn't have a lot of power by today's standards, but it would be more than enough to drive a pair of mid-range or a mid-range tweeter combo. But it's still one of the nicest little amps from the 80s. And then you'll find. Gonna put everything back, and I put the screws back and everything else in a. I don't necessarily recommend opening one of these right here. It's just a little bit more challenging than a normal one, unless you have to get into it to repair it, of course. But lining up the LED without damaging it while you're putting everything back together is such a tight fit that you have to loosen up the wires on this side a little bit, give it a little bit of slack, so that you can slide these sideways. So what I had to do was line everything up on this side and start the screws here so that it doesn't move as I'm lining up the other side. And then once that side's in and the screws are holding it, they're not going to be tight, but they're going to be holding it in place. Then I was able to slide this side in. And if you give the wires enough slack, then you have enough room to slide the rubber grommet here, and then slide it back into place, and everything goes back in. I already tested the amplifier to make sure that I didn't damage or broke the connection of the LED when everything else is functioning well. But I just had to let you know about that. Some guys will open up amplifiers just to take a look at the internals, just like I do. But yeah, if you don't have to, I would say leave this one alone, especially with the amplifier this rare. You don't want to have to do a repair on it. Basically just to take a look at the internals. So thanks again for watching.